Hi guys, Simon here. I graduated from UBC Okanagan in 2019 with a Bachelor in Chemistry honors. I am now currently living in Montreal pursuing a PhD at McGill University. And one thing that I miss about UBC Okanagan was the fairly mild winters that we had. One thing that I don't miss was the extremely long line that I needed to wait to get my Tim Hortons coffee every single day. One lesson that I learned this year quite harshly was that I should have changed all my mailing addresses to my current address right now with all my accounts, including Amazon. Packages got sent to the wrong address, and one thing that UCM meant to me was that it was a really nice place in a large academic setting such as university, that like-minded believers could get together and we could share our faith with each other. Okay, thanks guys.
Right. My name is Dalen Talitsky. I graduated in 2017 with a BSc in biology. I'm living now. Right now I'm living in Penticton. Normally I'd be living in Calgary, where I'd be studying my master's in divinity. I guess the thing I miss most about UBCO would be the pizza from the Well, I think it was called. That was great. Um, the gym was an absolute ripoff, so I don't miss that at all. Um, a lesson I've learned is that love really does show up when you least expect it. Um, as for COVID, my actual routine hasn't changed that much. I guess I'm taking a class on wisdom lit, so that's my new hobby. And as for what UCM has meant to me, it's one of the few places that I've felt like I've truly belonged.
Hi, I'm Katie. I graduated in 2017 with a Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry. I'm currently living in Kelowna and I'm studying in my third year at the Southern Medical Program. One thing I miss from UBCO would be the community and running into familiar faces on such a small campus. Something I don't miss, I would say the labs and assignments of my undergrad, but also the limited food choices. A lesson I've learned this past year of medical school, there's been a lot of outward pressures from faculty, preceptors at the hospital. So a huge thing I've learned is just to not let those pressures and stresses change my own motivation and my personal learning goals. Quarantine hobby, I've been doing a lot of watercolor painting and I started making sourdough bread. UCM offered me a lot of support, both socially and spiritually, and ultimately it just allowed me to grow in a lot of ways that I didn't really anticipate coming into my undergrad.
My name is Julian. I graduated in 2019 with a BSc in computer science. I now live in Langley, BC, where I'm working on an MA in applied linguistics at Trinity Western University. What I mainly miss about UBCO is the friends from clubs I was a part of, like UCM and Beats. It took years to develop those connections, and it's tough to start over. One thing I don't miss, though, is the apathy that a lot of my classmates had toward academics. People are a lot more committed and passionate in graduate programs. This last year, I learned that budgets and schedules are not optional parts of life, as much as my pride didn't want to admit it, and my new quarantine hobby is mass memorization of scripture. I'm a few chapters into Romans. And to me, UCM provided the one place where I could share my faith and be relaxed about it.
Hey everyone, I'm Rachel Duncan. In 2016, I transitioned from doing my biology degree at UBCO to starting my pharmacy degree at UBC Van. I finished my PharmD this May, and I'm still in Vancouver where I'm studying for my coming licensing exam in November. One thing I miss about the UBCO campus is being able to bump into friends all over the place, so in the International Collegium, walking between classes, and at Tim's. One thing I don't miss is the lineup outside of Tim's. A lesson that I learned in this past year is that words have power, and I should be actively looking for opportunities to use them to edify, build up, and encourage others. My new quarantine hobby is working on jigsaw puzzles, and for me, UCM meant friends, community, fellowship, and discipleship.